So I believe I did live stream earlier, not too long ago. Um, I am heading back to the apartment, even though I was just there. Um, I will say I live in a part of the city in Atlanta where there's easy access to a lot of resources like the library, and so luckily, um, my brother can walk to the library. But this inspired this title in that he has this yellow, I guess, neon vest for walking and running when he used to run. Like he's still having some issues, but um, as I was dropping off some groceries, I noticed that he was putting on his yellow vest. That meant he's about to go somewhere. And I am well. I'm trying to be proactive at this point with him. So um, I printed out some cards. I may have mentioned it, just a little bit early in another video, but I printed out some cards that will help me make sure that if I'm not around, people in the community will still like look out for him and take care, and versus like think that something is wrong, but you know what I mean. Meaning, just steer him in the right direction. He'll be okay. So I printed out a bunch of these cards, um, and I'm putting them together. I kind of want to laminate them, but unfortunately, like I need to get back to the building, the school building or whatever, um, and laminate them properly. But for right now, it's gonna have to be packing tape. Oh my gosh, packing tape. Um, so one of the first places that I did this was at our apartment building. And I know I've been kind of very, very late to doing this, because something did happen a few months in while we were here. And again, part of it was that I think my brother was masking a lot of his symptoms. And then I would react. I didn't respond, I reacted. And I basically said, hey, don't do that here. So he took it somewhere else. He took it downstairs to the clubhouse. Our apartment building has spaces for people to like lounge, and there is a coffee shop too. Yeah, super nice. Um, so he took all those shenanigans down there, and I ended up getting a call from one of the managers, about it, because he would leave paper around, paper with things written on it. I'm gonna just say that, okay? Inappropriate things. So, and those are the things that I know that if he can make course corrections, and stop doing it in the apartment, and now he's doing it somewhere else. So those are the things I noticed, that I know that he can learn to realize that there's, appropriate things to do in public spaces and inappropriate things. And as a teacher, I've seen it over and over and over again that, people can learn. All right. So yeah, so he was doing that. He wants to be in those public spaces around other folks, but then he was doing inappropriate things. So they called me, and I told him, because I like being honest, but again, I did not realize to the extent of his condition, because again, he was masking a lot, pretending like nothing, not a big deal. And I still didn't realize the extent of his illness. I don't even think I knew that he had memory loss, quite honestly, at the time. So, he got upset, but he course corrected. In fact, it wasn't even the next day when I told him. He went back down there to I guess the main office, and he wrote an apology. So do you see what I'm saying? So it's like some of it's like these impulses that he's got to learn to face and say, hey, this is an impulse. I shouldn't be doing this kind of thing. But anyway, speaking of, so I fixed his laptop and his tablet. How come his tablet is already jacked up? It's only hours. It's only been a few hours, y'all. Seriously, like 2 or 3 hours since I fixed him up with all kinds of things on his tablet. That's why I'm saying I'm glad that tablets are inexpensive now, because I can just get another tablet. They're like $40, and I don't have to pay for a phone bill on top of it. Okay, but yeah, so he tried to make some calls. He wrote down a number. One of the things he thinks he can try to do is call Social Security and tell them to give him his money, which he's already getting his money through me, and I'm paying more. Okay, so that his SSI is really not a lot of money, and he doesn't seem to get the point. Um, is that him? No. I was like, no. I was like, he walks fast now. But but yeah, so safety. So I am, like I said, printing out all these cards, and I live in the United States in the southeast. Um so oh, okay. Happy midnight. Yeah, so it's around almost 5:30ish in the afternoon over here. But yeah, so he will do inappropriate things when he allows it to happen, I think. And then I think he really does sleepwalk. I'm just, starting to wonder a little bit more. But the moment that somebody mentions something about a behavior that he's doing, he does go tries to amend it, fix it. He might grumble about it. He might get like, pissed off about it. Um, but he he does change behavior, and that's what I mean by I feel like he can go into remission in a lot of things. Anyway, so now my mission now is to go around making sure that people around us in the community. I said earlier in another video this afternoon that I'm going to go ahead and put those cards in our neighbors' doors at our apartment, so that if they do happen to see him and he looks a little off, they already know he's okay-ish. Just tell him to go home, lay down. Go home and lay down. You're fine. Um, and yeah, there's also, at this apartment building, and when I applied for this place, they do try to court like community members. Like me being an educator, I thought I was gonna be able to benefit from it, but no, unfortunately there was some other things that I didn't qualify for. But they do have police officers living here in this building, so that's another benefit. We also have security. So I sent the cards down to that manager this afternoon, and I told her, she seems new. I don't think I remember meeting her, but I gave it to her, and I said, please slip this to the security guard too, just in case, because sometimes he likes to walk outside at night, and he might, something might happen, and he'll forget where he is. Um, and so now, like I said, I'm in the car only because I just dropped him off at the library, but he, he's slick, but he's not that slick. So yeah, he's still dealing with an injury. He has a pulled muscle, and he's still not understanding that it's going to take time to heal. That he wanted me to drive him. He didn't just ask. He should have just asked, "Hey, can you drive me to the library, cuz my leg still hurts." So, but no, he was like, "Oh, I need to return these DVDs or whatever," which he did. Um yes, he is on medication. Um so he wanted me to try to drop it off through the drive-through slot, and I was kind of already like normally I don't do that. I usually just take it straight to the counter when I do. um he when I got there to the slot though, he was like, yeah, so here's the DVDs, but now I'm gonna get out and go into the library. I was like, no, you're not here. Take them in there to the counter. It's like, if you're gonna get more DVDs, sir, you at least let them know that you turned some in. He's kind of funny like that. So yeah, he's learning about asking for help, and I think that's the big lesson in a lot of ways. Asking for help, the big ask. And just letting people know what the situation is. People want to be kind, and sometimes when we keep things bottled up, I'm not saying I'm looking for sympathy. I'm just saying, here, if he's acting strange, this is why. Send him to his house. Okay. um and I don't know. Like, I could have been upset earlier about the whole tablet thing too, because he is just no good with electronics, y'all. I'm still trying to explain to him what an MP3 is. And some of y'all don't even know what they are because they were made before you were even born, especially those on my chat right now. It's like, he's missed like 20 years of time, you know? And I'm just trying to keep him safe as best as I can. And yesterday when I journaled, I was just like, there's only so much I can do. Yeah. But then I'm not trying to control either. I'm just trying to make sure that if I'm not around, he's not alone, you know? And that's the thing. He's not alone. He might think he is. And some of the, I guess, personal development things that I'm showing him and doing with him, I don't know if I want a live stream on the way up to the apartment right now, but I have some sheets, things that I do for my own students, what we call social emotional learning. Like if we all learned about how our emotions literally physiologically are made, that's a big word, because our emotions are not just what we think. Sometimes it's a chemical, biological. That's mental illness, y'all. It's a chemical, biological thing sometimes. And then what we write on top of those feelings is those things, you know? So, and I'm not saying people don't have a right to their feelings, but sometimes we write stories over those emotions when really we can reframe them, we can rewrite them, and we can train ourselves, and we can educate ourselves about our body and our mind and our spirits. Okay. All right. So I brought him some dishes, a couple of dishes, and he more popcorn because that's his jam. He likes microwave popcorn. I don't know why. But anyway, so now he has an official popcorn bowl. Big news. Yes, and I'm going to decorate a little bit more. I got some more stuff to decorate. So I kind of wanted to surprise him with it, but he kind of already saw some of it. But because of his memory, he might not even remember until he comes back. All right, so let me go. All right. And with that I say, friends, take care out there. Okay. Yeah, don't argue down there in the chats. Bye. Subscribe though, and watch the playlist.